Have you ever felt controlled by someone else's words or actions? You think you're strong, but then one comment or action shatters your peace and pulls you into chaos. Here's the question. Are you tired of letting others dictate your emotions? What if I told you there's a way to become untouchable, mentally and emotionally? If you're ready to watch this to the end and gain the tools to reclaim control over your life, type "Control starts within" in the comments below. Let's see who's truly ready to change. Now buckle up, because this will hit deeper than you expect, and it could change everything. Hurtful people are everywhere. Maybe it's the boss who belittles you in front of everyone, the partner who constantly finds fault with what you do, or the so-called friend who stabs you in the back when you least expect it. Most people don't know how to deal with these situations. They either lash out, lose control, or let the hurt linger inside, eating away at their confidence and peace of mind. But you're here because you're not like most people. You want to be the person who stands firm, who's in control, and who doesn't just survive the hurt, but grows stronger because of it. In this video, we'll explore 12 unapologetic truths that will transform how you deal with hurtful people. This isn't just about words, it's about reclaiming your power, taking responsibility for your emotions, and becoming someone no one can shake. These lessons are rooted in Stoicism, timeless wisdom, and modern insights tailored for today's chaotic world. Watch until the end, because if you leave halfway, you might miss the one principle that could change your life forever. Let's get started. Number 1. Control over reactions. Here's a truth no one will tell you. The moment you let someone's actions or words dictate how you feel or behave, you've handed over your power. Think about it. How many times have you snapped at someone in anger, only to regret it later? That's because reacting in the heat of the moment is like pouring gasoline on a fire. It burns everything in its path, including you. Imagine you're at work and your boss criticizes your performance in front of your team. Your gut instinct is to argue, defend yourself, or even lash out. But here's the kicker. When you react, you validate their control over you. Now think of an alternative. Instead of reacting, you pause, you breathe, and you calmly say, "I'd like to discuss this in private when we both have time." What have you done? You've regained control of the situation. You've shown composure and maturity, and most importantly, you've shifted the power dynamic. Here's the principle. Reaction is emotional, impulsive, but response is deliberate, calculated, power in its purest form. When you master your reactions, you master yourself. And when you master yourself, the world can throw its worst at you, and you'll still stand tall. Mastering your reactions doesn't mean suppressing your emotions. It means understanding them. If someone insults you, you don't ignore the sting. You acknowledge it, feel it, and then decide how to use that emotion. Does it fuel your growth, or does it fester into bitterness? The choice is yours. This is the foundation of emotional strength. Controlling your reactions doesn't mean being a robot. It means being a master of your inner world. Number 2, why ignoring is power. Here's the second truth that will change your life. Ignoring isn't weakness. Most people believe that by responding to every insult, every jab, every provocation, they're showing strength. But in reality, they're showing insecurity. Think about this. When you react to someone's negativity, you're giving them exactly what they want: your attention, your energy, your focus. And here's the hard truth. Most people don't deserve any of those things. Let me give you an example. Imagine you're in a relationship and your partner makes a sarcastic comment about something important to you. Most people would bite back, escalate the situation, and turn it into a full-blown fight. But what if instead you chose silence? Not the kind of silence that's passive-aggressive or meant to punish the other person, but a calm, deliberate silence. A silence that says, "I won't engage in this negativity because it's beneath me." When you ignore someone's attempt to provoke you, you're sending a powerful message. You don't have control over me. Silence forces people to sit with their own behavior. It's like holding up a mirror and making them confront their actions. Let's be honest, most people can't handle that kind of accountability. Now, this doesn't mean you ignore everything. There's a difference between ignoring what's petty and addressing what's important. If someone crosses a boundary, you don't let it slide. You address it with clarity and firmness. But if someone's just trying to get under your skin, ignore them. Let their words hang in the air unanswered. Because here's the reality. The more you engage, the more power you give them. The less you engage, the more power you reclaim. Ignoring is about prioritizing your energy. Not every battle is worth fighting. Not every comment deserves a response, and not every person deserves your time. When you learn to ignore strategically, you become unshakable. You focus on what truly matters, and you let the rest fade into the background. Number 3, detach emotionally. Emotional detachment is often misunderstood. People think it means you stop caring, that you become cold, indifferent, or unfeeling. But that couldn't be further from the truth. Emotional detachment isn't about shutting down your emotions. It's about controlling them. It's about understanding that you don't have to internalize every feeling, every word, or every action from others. Let's break it down. Imagine someone you care about, a partner, a close friend, or a family member, says something hurtful to you. The immediate reaction is to feel attacked, unloved, or as though you've been punched in the gut. But here's the question: is their behavior really about you, or is it about them? 9 times out of 10, it's about them, their mood, their insecurities, their struggles, and yet we take it personally. We let it ruin our day, our mood, our peace. Why? Because we haven't learned to detach. Here's the truth. You can't control what people say or do, but you can control how much power you give it. Emotional detachment is about drawing a line between what's happening and how you choose to feel about it. It's about recognizing that someone else's behavior doesn't define your worth. Their words don't have to become your reality. Let's say you text someone and they don't reply. The old you might spiral into thoughts like, "They're ignoring me. They don't care about me. What did I do wrong?" But the detached you says, their response, or lack of it, is their choice. It doesn't change who I am. You see the difference? Detachment isn't about not caring. It's about not carrying what isn't yours to carry. But let's take it a step further. Detachment doesn't just protect you, it empowers you. When you're detached, you're free. Free from overthinking, free from unnecessary pain, and free to focus on what truly matters. Let me tell you, that kind of freedom is rare. Most people are slaves to their emotions. They let every little thing control them. But you're different. You're learning to control yourself. In doing so, you're reclaiming your peace, your power, and your life. Detachment is a skill. It takes practice. It takes awareness. But once you master it, you'll wonder how you ever lived without it. You'll stop letting others dictate your happiness. You'll stop taking things personally, and you'll finally experience the kind of inner peace that can't be shaken by anyone or anything. Number 4, understand the source of their behavior. Here's a brutal truth you might not want to hear. Most of the time when someone is hurtful toward you, it has nothing to do with you. It's not about your flaws, your mistakes, or even your behavior. It's about their own internal struggles. Hurt people hurt people. It's as simple as that. But here's the challenge. When someone lashes out at us, it feels personal. We think, what did I do wrong? Why do they hate me? What's wrong with me? And just like that, we hand over our peace of mind to someone who probably doesn't even deserve it. Let me paint a picture for you. Imagine a co-worker constantly undermining you during meetings. Every time you present an idea, they shoot it down with sarcasm or criticism. Your instinct might be to take it personally, to believe their words reflect your competence or value. But let's flip the script. What if their behavior has nothing to do with your abilities? What if their actions are rooted in their own insecurities? Maybe they feel threatened by your talent or resentful of your success. Suddenly, their behavior isn't about you, it's about them. The same principle applies in personal relationships. Let's say your partner accuses you of being distant, even though you've been doing everything to show you care. Instead of jumping to defend yourself, step back and ask, what's really going on here? Often, their accusations stem from their own fears. Maybe they're afraid of losing you, or maybe they're projecting their own struggles onto you. When you understand this, you stop reacting to the surface-level drama, and you start addressing the deeper issues. But here's the key. Understanding someone's behavior doesn't mean excusing it. Just because someone's actions stem from their own pain doesn't make it acceptable. You can have compassion for their struggles without tolerating their mistreatment. When you separate their issues from your identity, you gain clarity. You see their behavior for what it is, a reflection of their inner world, not yours. And that clarity, that's freedom. Next time someone tries to bring you down, pause instead of reacting. Ask yourself, what's really behind their behavior? You might find that their words lose their power. When you stop taking things personally, you reclaim your peace. Number 5, define your boundaries. Here's where most people fail. They don't have boundaries. They let others walk all over them, disrespect their time, and dictate their lives. Why? Because they're afraid of confrontation. They think setting boundaries will make them look selfish or rude. But let me ask you this. Is it selfish to protect your peace? Is it rude to demand respect? No, it's necessary. Boundaries aren't barriers, they're guidelines. They tell people how to treat you. And if you don't set them, guess what? People will treat you however they please. Imagine this scenario. You have a friend who constantly shows up late whenever you make plans. You're annoyed, but you don't say anything. Why? Because you don't want to create conflict. But here's the problem. Every time you stay silent, you're sending a message that their behavior is acceptable. And the longer you tolerate it, the more it eats away at your peace. Now let's flip the script. Instead of staying silent, you calmly tell your friend, I value my time, and it's important to me that we respect each other's schedules. If you can't show up on time, we might need to reschedule. What have you done? You've set a boundary, you've communicated your expectations, and most importantly, you've shown that you respect yourself. Boundaries apply to every area of your life: work, relationships, friendships, even family. Let's say your boss expects you to answer emails at all hours of the day. Without boundaries, you'll burn out, constantly feeling like you're on call. But if you set a clear expectation, saying, I'm happy to address this during work hours, but I need to prioritize my personal time outside of that, you take back control. And guess what? People respect those who respect themselves. But let me make this clear. Boundaries aren't about controlling others. They're about controlling what you tolerate. If someone crosses a line, you don't demand they change. You enforce the boundary. That might mean walking away from a toxic relationship or saying no to an unreasonable request. It's not easy, but it's worth it. Because every time you enforce a boundary, you're sending a message, not just to them, but to yourself. You're saying, I deserve respect, I deserve peace, I deserve better. Boundaries are a form of self-respect. And if you don't respect yourself, no one else will. So stop worrying about how others will react. Start prioritizing your peace, set the boundary, have the conversation, and watch how your life transforms. Number 6, respond. don't react. This is where true power lies. The difference between reacting and responding is the difference between being controlled and being in control. Reaction is impulsive. It's emotional. It's the knee-jerk comment you regret the moment it leaves your mouth. But response? Response is deliberate. It's thoughtful. It's the calm, measured action that leaves people wondering, how does he stay so composed? Imagine someone insults you in front of others. Your instinct might be to snap back, to defend yourself with a cutting remark. But what does that accomplish? It escalates the situation, draws more attention to the drama, and often makes you look just as bad as the person who insulted you. Now imagine instead that you pause, take a deep breath, and say something like, "I appreciate your perspective. Let's discuss this privately. What have you done? You've disarmed them, taken the high road, and maintained your dignity." Here's the secret. When you respond instead of react, you shift the power dynamic. You're no longer playing by their rules, you're setting the tone. And that tone, that's where your strength lies. Responding doesn't mean staying silent. It means choosing your words and actions carefully. It means asking yourself, what outcome do I want from this situation? And then acting accordingly. Let's apply this to relationships. Imagine your partner accuses you of something unfair. Reacting might look like yelling, arguing, or defending yourself aggressively. But responding? Responding looks like saying, "I hear your concern. Let's talk about what's really going on." It's not about avoiding conflict. It's about addressing it with clarity and purpose. And when you do that, you're not just resolving the issue, you're strengthening the relationship. Responding instead of reacting isn't easy. It takes practice, self-awareness, and the ability to pause and reflect, even when your emotions are screaming at you to react. But here's the reward. Every time you respond instead of react, you're building a habit of strength. You're training yourself to stay calm under pressure, and over time, that calm becomes unshakable. The next time someone tries to provoke you, remember this: reacting is their win, responding is yours. Take a breath, pause, and then act, not out of emotion, but out of purpose. Because when you master the art of responding, you master the art of life. Number 7. The art of walking away. Walking away is often the strongest move you can make. We're conditioned to believe that staying and fighting, proving our point, or trying to fix things is what strength looks like. But in reality, knowing when to walk away, whether from a toxic argument, relationship, or situation, is one of the most powerful skills you can master. Picture this. You're in the middle of a heated argument with someone who refuses to see your perspective. You're frustrated, raising your voice, trying to get through to them. But no matter what you say, they're not listening. They're just waiting for their turn to talk. What happens next? The argument escalates, emotions run high, and by the end of it, you're drained, they're angry, and nothing gets resolved. Now imagine a different scenario. You sense the conversation heading in a toxic direction. Instead of feeding into the negativity, you pause, you say, "This isn't productive. Let's revisit this later when we're both calm." Then you leave. What have you done? You've taken control. You've removed yourself from the chaos. And in doing so, you've protected your peace. Walking away doesn't mean you're weak or afraid of confrontation. It means you value your time, energy, and mental well-being too much to waste them on battles that can't be won. Think about it. How many arguments in your life have actually led to meaningful change? Probably very few. Most arguments are just emotional power struggles, and the only way to win is not to play. Walking away isn't just about arguments. It applies to relationships, jobs, and even habits that no longer serve you. Staying in a relationship where you're disrespected or undervalued isn't loyalty, it's self-betrayal. Remaining in a job that drains your energy and crushes your spirit isn't responsibility, it's fear. Holding on to habits that keep you stagnant isn't comfort, it's self-sabotage. Walking away is about knowing your worth. It's about refusing to settle for less than what you deserve. And yes, it's hard. It's painful. But here's the thing. Every time you walk away from something toxic, you create space for something better. You open the door to opportunities, relationships, and experiences that align with who you are and where you want to go. Next time you find yourself in a situation that's draining your energy or undermining your peace, ask yourself this: is this worth my time and effort? If the answer is no, walk away. You owe it to yourself. Number 8, harness emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence isn't just a buzzword, it's a superpower. It's the ability to understand, manage, and leverage your emotions in a way that benefits you and those around you. But here's the catch. Most people confuse emotional intelligence with being overly nice or suppressing their feelings. That's not emotional intelligence. It's emotional avoidance. True emotional intelligence is about using your emotions strategically. Let's start by understanding your emotions. Imagine someone makes a sarcastic comment about you in a group setting. Your first reaction might be to feel hurt or angry. That's normal. But emotional intelligence kicks in when you pause and ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? What's really triggering me? Maybe it's not just their comment. It's a deeper insecurity you've been carrying. Recognizing that is the first step toward mastering your emotions. Now, let's talk about managing your emotions. Most people let their feelings control them. They lash out in anger, shut down in sadness, or overreact in anxiety. But here's the truth. Your emotions are like fire. They can warm you or burn you, depending on how you handle them. Emotional intelligence is the skill of channeling your emotions constructively. Instead of snapping back at someone who offends you, you respond with calm confidence. Instead of letting fear paralyze you, you use it as motivation to prepare and act. Finally, leveraging your emotions is where the real power lies. Emotions are energy. They can drive you to achieve incredible things if you know how to harness them. Think of anger, often seen as a negative emotion, but it can be a powerful force for change when used correctly. Anger can fuel your determination to stand up for yourself, push through challenges, or demand better for your life. The key is not to let the emotion control you, but to control how you use it. Emotional intelligence also applies to how you interact with others. Imagine you're in a difficult conversation with someone who's upset. Most people would either shut down or become defensive. But someone with high emotional intelligence listens, empathizes, and navigates the conversation with care. They ask questions like, "What's really bothering you?" or "How can we solve this together?" That's how you build trust and respect, even in tough situations. Remember, emotional intelligence isn't about being emotionless. It's about being in control of your emotions instead of letting them control you. It's about using your feelings to serve you, not sabotage you. And once you master this skill, you'll find that no matter what life throws at you, you'll face it with strength, clarity, and resilience. Number 9, be unshakable. Imagine being so grounded in who you are that no comment, no rejection, no failure can throw you off balance. It sounds impossible, right? But it's not. Being unshakable isn't about ignoring reality or pretending everything is fine. It's about developing a mindset so strong that external events lose their power over you. Think about the last time someone tried to tear you down. Maybe it was a coworker spreading rumors, a partner criticizing you, or even a stranger making a rude comment online. How did it make you feel? Probably angry, hurt, or even doubting yourself. That's normal. But here's the secret. Those feelings only have power if you let them. Being unshakable means recognizing that other people's opinions are just that, opinions. They don't define you unless you allow them to. So, how do you become unshakable? It starts with self-awareness. You need to know who you are, what you stand for, and what you want from life. When you have a clear sense of your identity and purpose, external negativity becomes background noise. Let's say someone criticizes your career choices. Instead of questioning yourself, you remind yourself why you chose this path. You say, "This is my journey, not theirs." That clarity keeps you grounded. Another key to being unshakable is resilience. Life will knock you down. It's inevitable. But the difference between those who thrive and those who crumble is their ability to get back up. Think of a tree in a storm. The branches may bend, but the roots stay firm. That's what being unshakable looks like. Flexible on the surface, but deeply rooted within. Finally, practice gratitude. It might sound cliché, but focusing on what you have instead of what you lack is a game changer. When you're grateful, you're less affected by negativity because your perspective shifts. You stop seeing challenges as threats and start seeing them as opportunities to grow. Being unshakable doesn't mean you'll never feel pain or doubt. It means you'll feel those things without letting them control you. It means standing firm in the face of adversity, knowing that no matter what happens, you'll rise above it. And when you reach that point, nothing, absolutely nothing, can break you. Number 10. Use hurt as fuel for growth. Here's the hard truth. Hurt is inevitable. No matter how strong, smart, or successful you are, someone will try to tear you down. Someone will hurt you. That's life. But here's the difference between those who crumble under pain and those who rise above it. How they use that hurt. Most people let pain defeat them. They dwell on it, replaying the moment over and over in their minds, letting it control their mood, their decisions, their life. But you're different. You're here to learn how to turn hurt into your greatest advantage. Think about the last time someone doubted you, insulted you, or betrayed you. What did you do? Did you let it crush your confidence, or did you use it to fuel your ambition? Take a look at some of the most successful people in history. Many of them faced relentless criticism and rejection. Oprah Winfrey was told she wasn't fit for television. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. These people didn't just overcome their pain, they used it as the fire that drove them to greatness. Here's how you do the same. The next time someone hurts you, don't just sit in that pain, channel it. Use it as a reason to work harder, to prove them wrong, to achieve what they said you couldn't. Let me give you a practical example. Imagine you're working on a big project and someone says you're not good enough. Instead of arguing, you let those words fuel your focus. You put in extra hours, refine your skills, and when you succeed, you don't just prove them wrong, you prove to yourself what you're capable of. But here's the key. Using hurt as fuel doesn't mean living for revenge. It's not about proving them wrong for their sake. It's about proving yourself right. It's about recognizing that every insult, every setback, every rejection is an opportunity to grow stronger. It's about taking what was meant to break you and turning it into the foundation for your success. Next time someone tries to tear you down, remember, hurt is just energy. You decide how to use it. Will it destroy you or will it drive you? The choice is yours. And if you choose growth, there's nothing you can't achieve. Number 11. Command respect through your actions. Respect isn't something you can demand. It's something you earn. And you earn it, not through words, but through actions. Here's the mistake most people make. They think being loud, aggressive, or domineering will make others respect them. But that's not respect, it's fear. True respect comes from showing strength, consistency, and integrity in everything you do. Let's start with the basics. If you want people to respect you, you need to respect yourself. This means setting boundaries, keeping your promises, and holding yourself to a high standard. For example, if you tell someone you'll show up at 8 a.m., you don't roll in at 8:15. If you commit to a goal, you don't quit halfway because it got hard. Every time you keep a promise to yourself or others, you're building respect. Over time, that respect becomes unshakable. Now let's talk about relationships, whether it's with a partner, a friend, or a colleague. People will only respect you as much as you respect yourself. If you tolerate disrespect, whether it's someone talking down to you, ignoring your boundaries, or taking advantage of your kindness, you're teaching them that it's okay to treat you that way. But if you address the behavior calmly and firmly, you're setting a standard. You're saying, I won't accept anything less than respect. Here's the catch. Commanding respect isn't about being perfect, it's about being consistent. People will respect you not because you never make mistakes, but because you own up to them when you do. Imagine you're leading a team and you make a decision that turns out to be wrong. Instead of blaming others, you take responsibility. You say, that's on me. Here's how we'll fix it. That kind of accountability isn't weakness, it's strength, and it earns respect. Remember this, respect is a two-way street. If you want others to respect you, you need to show respect to them. This doesn't mean tolerating bad behavior. It means treating people with kindness, fairness, and dignity, even when you disagree with them. Because at the end of the day, respect isn't about control, it's about connection. And when you build that connection, you build influence. Number 12, mastering the long game. Life isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. And if you want to win, you need to think long-term. Most people get caught up in the moment. They want instant gratification, immediate results, and quick fixes. But the truth is, anything worth having, success, respect, happiness, takes time. It takes patience. It takes discipline. Think about the people who've wronged you. Maybe it's a boss who underestimated you, a partner who disrespected you, or a friend who betrayed you. Your first instinct might be to seek revenge, to prove them wrong, to show them what they've lost. But here's the thing. Revenge is short-sighted. It might feel good in the moment, but it rarely solves anything. The real win is building a life so fulfilling, so extraordinary, that their actions become irrelevant. Let's talk about success. Imagine you're working toward a big goal, and someone tells you you'll never make it. You could spend your energy arguing with them, trying to convince them otherwise, or you could stay silent, put your head down, and focus on the work. When you finally achieve that goal, you won't just have the satisfaction of proving them wrong. You'll have the satisfaction of knowing you didn't need their approval in the first place. The long game isn't just about success, it's about peace. It's about choosing to invest your energy in things that truly matter, rather than wasting it on petty conflicts or temporary victories. It's about recognizing that your time is your most valuable resource and using it wisely. Because here's the truth. Every moment you spend chasing revenge, engaging in drama, or dwelling on negativity is a moment you'll never get back. So how do you master the long game? Start by setting clear goals. Know what you want, why you want it, and what steps you need to take to get there. Then focus on progress, not perfection. Celebrate small wins, learn from setbacks, and most importantly, stay consistent. The road to success is rarely smooth, but if you stay the course, you'll get there. Finally, remember this. The long game isn't just about winning, it's about becoming the best version of yourself. It's about building a life that reflects your values, your strengths, and your purpose. And when you do that, nothing else matters. Because at the end of the day, the best revenge isn't getting even, it's getting better. You've made it to the end of this journey. Now you have the tools to transform how you handle hurtful people and challenging situations. Each of these 12 principles is a step toward reclaiming your power, protecting your peace, and building a life you're proud of. But here's the thing, knowledge is useless without action. So I challenge you, don't just watch this video, live it. If this message resonated with you, let me know in the comments by typing, "I control my destiny." If you found value in this, support the channel by subscribing. It's not just about growing this community, it's about spreading this message to people who need it. Your subscription makes this content accessible to more people, helping them reclaim their power and live unapologetically. So hit that subscribe button and let's make this movement unstoppable.